from the University of North Carolina School of Media and Journalism, covering the full range of Tar Heel athletics. This is Sports Extra.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this Friday edition of Sports Extra.
So we decided to give the starters a break this afternoon.
I'm Chip Sweeney, in for Adam Jordan.
And I'm Brian Gallagher, in for Aleda Pirtle. Most weekends out of the year, North Carolina is a dedicated basketball school. But this weekend, we can all agree that we are a field hockey school. The Heels dominated the Deacons in their 4-1 win from the start, scoring 4 goals in the first half. Aaron Matson led UNC offensively with 2 goals. Carolina will battle the winner of number 2 Maryland versus the number 3 Princeton for the national title game on Sunday at 1.
The men's basketball team played Stanford on Monday. Now let's take a look at the top 3 plays from that contest. Starting with number 3, Kobe White telegraphs the pass. He's going to push it up court a little bit, heave it all the way down to Cam Johnson, who steps back and drills the triple. Johnson had 17 points and shot 64% from the field in the contest. Number 2, only a few seconds left in the first half. Luke May fakes the defender, steps back, hits the mid-range jumper as time's expiring. May finished with 16 points on the night. And the number 1 play of the evening, Seventh Woods from the top of the key, throws it up to Nasir Little, who throws it down. Little is an electrifying freshman, finished with 12 points off the bench. Heels win the home opener 90-72.
The Tar Heels took on VCU Wednesday morning in the inaugural educational game. Carmichael was filled with over 700 fifth grader students in the early tip-off game. The Heels struggled in the first half, only shooting 28 from the floor, but defense turned it around in the second, led by sophomore Janelle Bailey. Bailey had 18 points as well as 9 rebounds on the day. Paris Key struggled to find her groove during the game, but brought in the buckets when it counted most. And to the delight of little fans as well, the Tar Heels pulled off a 59-47 victory and gained a few new fans in the process.
The kids were so excited about coming out here. Some of them have never been to a UNC game before, so this is their first experience. So it's teaching them how to be in a public setting and how to conduct themselves and be just great human beings like they already are.
On Wednesday, the Heels traveled to Raleigh to take on the Wolfpack in volleyball. The Heels fought hard but lost the first set 22-25 following a powerful serve from State. This pattern would continue into the next set, with the Heels struggling to battle for set points all game, eventually falling 24-26 in that set. Early on in the third, the Heels found themselves ahead but would end up losing the lead and falling 16-25. Carolina will travel up the road to Duke this Saturday to face the Devils at 2.
The UNC swim and dive team wrapped up the first day of competition at Georgia Tech Invitational on Thursday. After the first day, the women ranked 7th and had a total of 160 points, while the men ranked 8th with 116 points. Day 2 of competition takes place today.
Now, Brian, I know we've been following the Heels here in college, but they have been killing it in the pros as well. And let me tell you, someone who's really been killing it is my guy, Mitch Trubisky. Got him on both my fantasy teams. He's ended up paying dividends. I'm sure many Tar Heel fans have heard of him. He ended up taking home the NFC Offensive Player of the Week award this week in his effort for the Bears against the Lions. Trubisky completed 23 of 30 passes for a career-high 355 yards, adding in 3 touchdowns and no turnovers. Trubisky is the first Bears quarterback to win the award since Josh McCown in 2013. The Bears beat the Lions 34-22, and with Trubisky's help and good play, are on a 3-game winning streak.
Another Tar Heel had himself a career day as Eric Ebron faced off against the Jaguars in the NFL. Early in the first quarter, we see Andrew Luck heave it down there for Eric Ebron as he dives and even tiptoes his way in the end zone. Let's take a look at this replay right here. Ebron 1, 2, and in the end zone. What a dive. That's a great shot right there. And in the second quarter, instead of Ebron catching the ball, we have a little run here as he easily gets his way into the end zone. And then finally on the day, we have another skip jump pass from Andrew Luck to Eric Ebron in the corner of the end zone. Eric Ebron had 3 touchdowns on the day as the Colts win 29-26.
The Tar Heels also made their impact known on the hardwood this week. In the NBA, former Tar Heel Reggie Bullock hit the game winner for the Detroit Pistons in their win on Wednesday over the Toronto Raptors, give head coach Dwayne Casey his win over his former team that fired him after winning NBA Coach of the Year. Let's take another look here as Bullock cuts in behind the Raptors defense and would eventually score the floater over Toronto big man Jonas Valanciunas to take the Pistons to above 500 on the season.
Well, Chip, I'll tell you, if you're on campus and a UNC student, you should be excited. We have basketball game at home and a football game at home.
Oh yeah, it's looking like it's going to be a good weekend for the Tar Heel fans. The men's basketball team will face 0-3 Tennessee Tech tonight at home. North Carolina is going for its 200th non-conference victory in the Smith Center. Keep an eye out for returning leaders Cameron Johnson, averaging 18.3 points per game. And, of course, everyone's favorite Luke May with 16 on the season already. But don't overlook breakout star Nasir Little, close behind with 12 points coming off the bench.
Now, could Carolina football finally win again? Well, we'll see tomorrow at 3 when the Heels take on Western Carolina. The 1-8 Tar Heels haven't fared well this year at all, but neither has Western as they are 3-7. Carolina rolls into Kenan Stadium on a 7-game losing streak, but Carolina did beat Western 65-10 last year. But nothing can be sure for these Heels this season.
And like we said earlier, the volleyball team will travel up the road to Durham this weekend to take on the Devils. Now, the last time they played, Duke did get the 0-3 win. The Tar Heels will look to turn around their fortune this year, following a 7-18 record, as opposed to the Devils' 14-10 record. Now, Brian, I don't want to be a fortune teller or anything, but I think it could be a victorious weekend for the Tar Heels this weekend. We got football playing an opponent we should beat, basketball playing an opponent we should beat.
Don't forget about field hockey, Chip. We're competing for the national title. And to tell you, Chip, we got a really big team.
And I'm thinking we're going to get some really big rings. That does it for this Friday edition of Sports Extra. Thank you for watching.